We haven't done Guilty Gear on anything other than a Friday for a few months. The next month, October, might be a dedicated fighting game month for us. Depends. We have Type Lumina coming up this week, and there might even be a Melty Blood stream for Actress Again Current Code earlier. Depends. Then we have the new Nicktoon Smash, so we'll have to try to fit in probably as much fighting game content as we can for the next month. But today, we're going on to our favorite classic Guilty Gear, which is immediately not accepting my controller inputs. Well, figures that we're usually having some sort of technical difficulty already. Let's give that an unplug, and a plug back in. Oh, you fiend. There we go.
Network.
Now, last time we took a visit to the parks, but there was a little bit of low activity there on that day. Today, I think we'll go directly into the ranked system.
Welcome.
Milk whatever little bit of Celestial we can still get while we're still in here. I think I'm very sturdily a 10.5 floor player. I've been having some trouble against a lot of the Celestial floor players here lately. Oh, there it is. Rank 1000, so he might be running into some trouble here. But you have to have some adversity in order to learn. Plus, I think the May matchup actually works very well for Gold Lewis.
Instead of reflecting on himself. Duel 1.
Let's rock.
Let's rock.
Too far away for a grab. Ah, nice little interception there. Funny how there's a lot of characters that can score wall break like that just so easily. Ah, nice backdash. I didn't know that was actually a way to reliably avoid that. Alright, this is definitely a Celestial May.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Who apparently has a little bit of a computer freeze when you get that counter hit. Anyone else find it difficult to confirm off of those? Oh, well, that's burst safe. Welcome to Celestial. Alright, we'll need a bit of a warm-up, but let's hop right back into it
Duel
soon.
1. Let's rock.
Huh, just guard and no chip damage off of that. Now we get to have some fun. And this should work. There we go. Always be careful with Gold Lewis. He has the worst defense in the game, but, well, you know the damage of that reversal. And now we get to have some fun. No 6p for us. Instead, we'll have a wall break. Jumping out of a lot of pressure, I see. Ah, drone didn't come out when I needed it. And there we go. Just need a bit of a warm-up. That way we can try to figure out their habits, which certainly feels like a lot of Mei players like to spend all their time in the air.
Mankind new. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Huh. Dash cancelable normals. I wonder who all has that. Because I know I've seen it on a few separate characters. But it certainly seems like it's missing from a few characters' arsenals.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Well, here we go. I need to look at the frame data on that one. Need to know exactly how punishable it is or not. Don't get too cocky. Oh, there we go. Ah, Kayla. Welcome to the stream. So glad to see you. You know what, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Try to see the frame data on that vertical dolphin. Because I've never been able to reliably punish it. But I'd like to see if that's actually something we can intercept. Hold on, we'll wait on that match for a moment. One of them is -3 and the other is +1. The heavy version of the dolphin is +1. Now, the interesting case with that is that we'll have to look at the frame data for Mei's attacks. It might not be possible for us to punish it at all if Gold Lewis's 6-frame 2P is slower than, say, whatever fastest aerial Mei has. Same as every other Kai player. And here we go. Let's get this party started. That's a frame trap, and so many people still fail to recognize that. Oh, wrong button. Alright. Ah, we have another streamer. Interesting. Suppose that's where most of them are, is up here in Celestial. Frame trap. And let's go. Gold Lewis luckily generates enough meter that you can probably get yourself a few extra behemoth typhoons in there off of the PRC. Da, da, da. Backdash out of the frame trap. Nicely done. Got him. Playing footsies with about 6 alien hands. Seems a little unfair, doesn't it?
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Interesting that they made fireballs so weak in this game. A lot of them are minus even on hit. Ooh, just got him. Brain trap. And goodbye. That 268 Behemoth Typhoon is definitely deceptively plus. If it hits on the right frames, it's actually +9, which sets up a 3-frame window between it and any of the 6-input Behemoth Typhoons. Low crush. What really helps with Gold Lewis's offense is knowing how and when to bait out DPs like that. He gets incredible damage off of some of his counter hit conversions. Another incredible weapon of his is his 5K, which actually has 9 active frames. So it's a weapon you can use to beat backdashes. Frame trap again. Made the wrong approach there. What you also need to do a lot with Gold Lewis is super jumps, all the time. It's the only way you'll get any sort of vertical approach. Empty jump in and throw. Good approach, and then the usual stun dipper off of it. Nice one. Watch us turn it around. Or not. No chance for us. Is that his jump dust? I rarely see that used. Not quite. Oh, here we go. He's gonna get a wall break out of this one. A lot more mobile characters in this game just get to wall break anytime they have an RC mid-screen. Good block. We lose this one. What's something I could definitely do a lot more is there is a trick where you can RC the startup of the 1080p version of Down at the System. Try that right now. Go ahead and let him knock me down. Opponent status. And we'll make him just counterattack with a grab. Actually, no, we'll do that with a sweep. Funny how that one's not labeled with a button, it's just given a universal notation. You really gotta focus on the timing there. And you only have about 8 frames or so to be doing it. What we don't want to see is the move actually coming out. Even faster than that. Like that. You'll see how he pulled back his coffin, but cancelled it with a PRC. With enough execution, you can actually give yourself a little bit of true invincibility on Wake Up. Sort of like a backdash, but it gives you a chance to see exactly what your opponent's doing. And potentially even forward momentum. Ridiculous. We clashed. So there might be a chance for us. Maybe if we 6P reliably every single time. Make sure we try to get any attempt to jump out. And is that safe? That's safe from a level 3 version at least. Her buttons are so huge. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I actually might take the voice off of Korean just because I hate her Korean voice that much.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Let's get started. And goodbye. Frame Trapper from doing any shenanigans there. It seems like the wall break reset distance is a lot different than round start. I was still trying to FD that. There we go. Make sure you don't get back in like that. No wake up super for us. Not with that timing. I need to get used to making sure that we can do the interceptions with that even off of the hard knockdown. And get me some of that chip damage. That's all I'll need. Set up for the chip kill. There we go. Mei seemed to be giving you the business too. Noted. Yeah, Mei is probably the easiest character in this game to be effective with. You just need to know your charge inputs for the most cases. I know people talk about Soul being outright the best character and being a gorilla, but He does have some techniques that you gotta be a brainiac with. He actually has a lot of difficulty getting in against a smarter player. Mei, however, has the most ridiculous mobility in the game. Don't jump out of that, and don't try to backdash. You'll block, and you'll like it. Or I'll like it at least. Ah, well, that'll intercept my attempt to jump. A little burst happy, aren't you? You want to absorb the info that you're seeing to learn more, but you're far too hangry. And your Uber driver has been sitting at house for 10 minutes now that isn't your home, according to the map. I've never actually ordered from those sorts of services. I don't really think it's worth it. They charge you so much, and... well, at least even from what you're telling me, the service is pretty unreliable. Here's the easy one. If we ever bait out of DP, we should definitely start practicing the more difficult version of this combo. Requires 2 very strict micro dashes, but you can see that meterless damage there. That's not even the best version of it. Ah, Celestial Floor Challenge. Well, let's hope we can gatekeep. I'm still only a 10.5 player myself, possibly.
Man. Duel 1. Let's rock. Remy!
Alright, really gotta be patient around those swords to make sure. Now that you don't have them... allegedly. She got him back. Ah, well, that's her loss. Alright, so she's backdashing from round start. Let's see if we can intercept that. Different routine. There's a small room to dash or super jump out of there, and what we need to do is get that reliably. Luckily, in this matchup specifically, our cross-up JH actually beats out their attempt to reversal super. Burst for me. Thank you. You're dead. So frequently does it happen after the RC. It's all a matter of reading them.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Still hit by those explosions. If you thought Gold Bois was suffocating in the corner. Don't do it to her. I assure you, every single one of these Ram players deserves it. There, get you off of me. Not even paying attention to which swords you have. I'll be sure to punish that. Yeah, just keep chasing after her. She's too scared to actually fight back. Nope. That was the weirdest cross-up I think I've ever seen. Nope, we beat that. And let's get started. Just missed our grab. Well. There is a window to dash out of there. What I definitely want to experiment with here is if Gold Bois can directly dash under the larger sword. If not, we're in trouble. Like right there. Nope, you're getting back in the corner. I wonder if we can actually 6P under that. You'll see we don't have enough time to actually run out of there. I think it's a super jump that we have to do. Nope, I hit you first.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Alright, so she's always going to start with a low attack, and we'll need to 5K that nonsense. And there we go. You can't get around my large hitboxes. So that's what we'll have to try whenever we get stuck with the sword stuck in the middle. Let's see. Training settings. Counterattack. After recovery. If only you could actually map out a very specific set of commands, rather than having to input them all yourself. Be a lot easier to map out, say, the tightest possible frame traps. I think it's the heavy slash version that hits lower. There it is. Looks like there's another way to just make sure she always has her swords. So we'll reset. Get ourselves into the corner. Get a knockdown. Yeah, so you can super jump out of that, but I think you end up getting hit by the other sword.
We've got a new. Are you ready? Here comes Daredevil.
It's been a wonderful Sunday for me. How's everyone else in the chat doing?
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Huh, good job. I don't usually see that from Milia. Remember, if it's not off of sweep, it's fake. Now let's see how safe that is. Definitely safe. Noted. Maybe if we did the weaker version. Alright, here we go. Against Ramlethal, it was 2-1 in my favor. And that's why the Milia matchup is in Gold Lewis's favor. That time it was quicker. Looks like you still have a chance to set up a guard. Remember, unless it's off of a sweep, it's fake. Ah! No grab press. Not there. Rocket again.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And once again, Gold Lewis's 5P whiffs on everything and everyone. I think we'll have to 6P that a lot more. Living vicariously. Huh, that's an interesting way to block a 6P. Get that drone out.
Perfect.
Broham, take notes. At least you don't have to deal with that when fighting Gold Lewis.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
instructing.
Ah, well, we got the trick, but we didn't have a way to counter off of that.
instructing.
Slap. Duel 2. Let's rock.
Alright, let's go clip this little fairy's wings. That's really how you can get over that drone best. Just make sure you're over Gold Bois the entire time. Sometimes that combos and sometimes it doesn't. Got the jump slash. If we were only a little bit quicker.
당신 제법 괜찮았어.
First mask.
Well, this is what Celestial is like, at least. Last I spoke to Broham, he said he was trying to order something from Uber Eats, which I personally don't recommend. Their service is hardly reliable. This combo's allegedly easiest on lightweight characters. We'll definitely need to practice both sides to make sure we can get in the proper 360. Or 3 circles. Little signals disrupting my connection. Missed it, but we get similar enough damage off of that. Oh boy. Well, prepare for Jacko. Those of you unfamiliar with her character, which could only be possible if you've never been to Twitter in your life, well, you're about to see why she's so obnoxious. Alright, all of her round start buttons are better than mine. Now let's get started. Need to turn up my own mic because you can't hear me. Oh, right, I think we are messing with the game volume settings since Halo is so quiet. Oh, that's gonna happen. I knew I forgot something. Oh, well, we die. Alright.
슬슬 돌아가자.
I think that is more towards the original volume that we had. I knew I was forgetting something. 40 minutes in already.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Wow. She moved just enough for us to not be able to throw her. And there we go.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Ah, I tried to go for the sneaky blow there. Up, she's blocking. But at least in this case, we won't have to worry about or not. You're supposed to FD that. It's funny, the win counter in the bottom right always feels like it's only tracking whichever side wins, not yours versus everyone else's. Ah, that's an interesting throw angle. No air dash catch there. Nope. And there we go. A little bit of spaghetti, but we got in the attacks we needed. Set up for the cross-up takeout. Nice. And Burst got back at just the wrong time. Shame that it only lasts for so long. But that's the best way to get people through the pipeline. I don't know that it's even going to necessarily gauge our skill at this point. Let's see. Ah, we don't have that menu in here. It's only once we get kicked back to the floor select. Training settings. Counterattack. Jump. Don't know why that's set. Wish there was a universal reset there. So that we could turn off all of our guys that are doing wake-up DPs and such. Another Giovanna. Let's go. And take a drink. Now, the Gold Lewis versus Giovanna matchup certainly works pretty well for Gold Lewis. His 6P stuffs both of Giovanna's, or his 2P stuffs both of Giovanna's plus pressure options. I wish that bar slash didn't actually do that. Missed. I wonder if characters actually have different grab ranges in this game. That was ballsy. 5P just about whiffs on Giovanna all the time, even standing. And that beats Soul Point. You know, the other day, I actually did read about an option select to beat that. The ambiguous cross-up on Meaty Soul Pointe. However it's pronounced. That one. That's +5. Specifically because Giovanna actually gave me so much trouble at the beginning. I made sure to remember all of her frame data. Ordered some Beijing beef. Honestly, should have just gone out and picked up something yourself. Would have been cheaper and less time consuming. That's why I do it myself that way. Huh, I went for low and that still won. Get off me. Ah, can't punish that with a Behemoth Typhoon. And we're out of meter. I think right there... No. A 5P would have whiffed. Maybe a 5K is our best tool in that pressure. It's also a low crush. So if they try to use a 2S or 2K, I'm gonna beat that too. Or even that very weird sweep of hers. Up, there's the run up and grab. Always the bane of my existence. I didn't even know that was gonna hit. Ah! Nice whiff punish. I thought I might have actually recovered first, but maybe if only if I used jump first. And there we go with Gold Lewis's enormous hitboxes once again. And here we go, time to party. I'd be winning every time if I used the right costume colors. What are you talking about? I always use these colors. There's no better colors than this one.
예, 대통령님. 잘못 보셨다고요?
Good set. Take a drink. Now, Giovanna was made as their sort of easy-to-play rushdown character. The one that you're supposed to generally pick up if you want to get in and do very speedy Pink Lewis. Maybe, but in terms of getting the aesthetics right, I try to pick the white colors on characters here. After all, everyone has a signature color they go online with, and in the case of Guilty Gear here, I'd prefer to play with whatever character has the whitest outfit. Or the color palette. I hit the button without looking at my opponent. This is going to be 3 straight losses. Well, here we go. We have entered the no fun zone.
Man. Duel 1. Let's rock.
I always feel like that's gonna end sooner than it does. Here we go. And OTG. Yep, that's the matchup for you. All it takes is one lift attack on my end. We need to pay a lot more attention to that, but that's never at the front of my mind. Also, we don't really have a way to get around that one if he's doing it at just the timing he needs. There, we have 1 round under our belt.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
Concentrate. Miss our super again. Is that plus? I didn't even know if I had a window to hit him in the middle of those 2 strikes. I know there's an opening there, but I think I was pushed back too far to actually get that one.
Duel 1.
Oh well. We'll have to keep dealing with this. Now let's see if we can bait that burst. And there we go. We have committed our first robbery of the day. Which is exactly why I play this character. I guess there's just no hitbox going upward for that one. If we expect him to do that, we can just start running forward then. Nope, that's a frame trap. And there we go. I'll be right back.
여보세요. 피자? 주문한 적 없는데. 집에 가서 밥이나 먹어야겠고.
Sorry. The cat was standing in front of the computer monitor, so I couldn't even actually see the last part of that game. At least not the lower half of the screen. I was just praying that I got the right 50-50s going. Can't even minigun him. I think Axel fundamentally does need a bit of a change because he does have the most lopsided matchups in this game. That's a frame trap. And there we go. Definitely seems like the typical Axel player here. He's gonna start doing the time stuff soon. Graf, welcome. Let me know if you'd like to go into a park and do some friendlies. Right now we're currently fighting a very uphill battle. And, well, there we go with him having the meter to be able to cancel that. Was that 3 matches already? Wow, I'm glad it's over. Alright. I believe this is the first time I've seen you on the channel. Welcome. I'm usually trying to play Guilty Gear once a week, and this next month is going to be dedicated to mostly other fighting games as well. Probably just gonna be FGC channel for a month. If you're already in that menu, go ahead and, you know what, there is the bit of the stream delay. Let's go to West Coast number 2.
Welcome.
Alright. I'll be up here in the top left. At least the parks still are usually full at most times of the day. I'm still loving Strive. It's definitely dropped off a bit in popularity, but I wanted to find... Oh, so I was a VTuber and wanted to find me. Well, that's pleasant. Thank you for coming to visit the stream. I've been doing this for about 3 months now. It has its ups and downs, but I'm still trying to find what exactly I like to play the most on this channel. You excited for Type Lumina?
Are you ready?
Oh. The Axel, of course. I wasn't paying attention to the name last match. Well, I'm certainly eager to actually practice this one because this is the matchup I'm most needing to be prepared for. Ah, missed my FB break. Ah, that doesn't have a hitbox near the ground at all. Ah, no meaty 5k. Actually, I think I'll try to apply some advice I read the other day. Ooh, just barely. Ah, missed it. Would have been the perfect opportunity to continue. And still, absolutely no way to contest that 5p. And that's still faster than me pulling out the minigun. That thing has like 30 frames of startup. There we go. Allegedly, if you FD that, you're supposed to be plus. It's probably always going to position me in front of Axel, so if that happens, I need to be prepared to give out a throw immediately. The matchup might not be as bad so much as it is a huge knowledge check. PRC into 5p, of course. So that does have a hitbox at the tip, it looks like. I'll burn off all this meter just to get in. The wind gets stronger. That's different. Alright. It really is just a huge knowledge check at this point. Interesting that you came to the YouTube channel first. I try to stream on both YouTube and Twitch, but seems I've gotten the branding applied proper. Blech. I shouldn't talk while trying to deal with these block strings. I had my chance there. And no chance to punish. There we go. Get out that drone, attempt to trap the jump, and end up getting hit by the burst anyway. Only needed one good chance and I flubbed it. But it seems the channel branding is working, given that a lot of people I run into on Guilty Gear Strive show up to the YouTube channel first. Guess I'm doing that part well enough. On Twitch, it's the same thing, Xander Turing as one word, and I don't think there's an underscore. It's not with the CH abbreviation. Maybe I should do that. I'm never watching out for that. That thing is the bane of my existence. Well, it's a good chance to practice my FD breaks. tried to get that at just the right point to 6p. It's funny, if I don't air dash, I deserve that loss. I'll figure it out. But yeah, welcome to the Axel Gold-Lewis matchup.
Duel 1.
I'm actually happy they made Axel a good character in this game, as opposed to being in his own Axel low tier. No read on the 5p there. And the clash of the century. Well, have fun.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Oh, come on. Don't give me that soft knockdown. That's a frame check. I'll make this sacrifice if I have to. As long as it brings you to me. Nice smash. Well, for once that worked.
Duel 3.
You know, even then, this is still more fun than fighting Ramifal. Or Mei. Ah! And then the Axel run up and throw it because your opponent's too scared to do anything. Ah! Now I look at it. It looks like the animation on that 2H, his sickles actually just extend out of nowhere. He's holding the center of the chain between them, and then they just keep extending. But that's anime weapons for you. Maybe if I had better than 6-frame jab. Let's rock. Alright. Falling into the same habits again. Ah, maybe I'm not plus. I'll have to do some testing with that in training mode.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Well, this is only getting worse and worse. Oh right, that's not my meter. 6 frames is definitely pain. From someone whose fastest button is also 6 frames. Well, I gotta practice my FD breaks sometime. 0 to 5. How's the main matchup, by the way? I hear that one's horrible for Axel. I'm not planning on picking up that character. I'm just trying to understand how the matchups in this game go. Because for the most part, they do seem to be relatively even. Prefer you swap over to Twitch. Personally, I actually prefer my YouTube channel. I just started simulcasting on Twitch because I know the Western VTuber fanbase seems to have much more of a presence there. Outside of Hololive, at least. And that was not the optimal combo I should have done. I had a KO there. You're kidding me. Alright. Fine, I'll take it. Nah, I'd prefer my YouTube channel because eventually I'm gonna be doing more than just streaming. Although I've recently tried to occupy most of my schedule with the streaming focus, which definitely takes up much more time than I would have expected. I just made it easier for you. Right, wrong button. Real question is, ready to fight the champ. Who's the champ? Would that be you, Broham? That's a frame trap. Make sure you can't super me next time. You know, I think I was actually plus enough there. I'm gonna go for a grab, I just need to condition myself to do that. 5p. 7 frames. And not enough. That catches jumps. Still not watching for it enough. I'm watching. The floor 810 tourist. Ah, I deserve that. Well, I'm definitely ready to fight you after a couple more matches. I'll see if I can cheese out one win against this Axel at least. Because I really need this opportunity to learn this matchup. 2H faster than my 2S. And there we go. That was accidental, want to be clear. We're not too concerned with being too critical of tryhards here. Not once we're already into Celestial. That catches jump attempts. $2K, $2K! And it's not quick enough. If only I had something to counter that at that distance. But that's where he's supposed to thrive. Would you look at those hitboxes? That's a frame trap. He has no health. How does he take so much damage from those wall combos? Hey, we got one. Let's go for 2 more. Oh, well, if you're out of here. GG's indeed. 2 more. There we go. Seems like that catches jumps at least. No, I wanted to try to get in a couple more rounds. So yeah, let's go for 2 more. Just because I think I was finally getting the hang of understanding the Axel matchup. Though maybe not. 2D beats 2P. Now that's important knowledge. I know you can jump over that, but I'm usually getting caught by the hitboxes every time I'm trying to jump there. It's funny, the wind there seems to be catching me on an attempt to jump approach a lot more than I'd hope. Well, that's that. And that's that again. Alright. Really gotta fight more Axels. I gotta be prepared for this every time it comes up. Once in a blue moon. Hey, there's a 6B. No air dashes. Jump up, block, and try to FD in. Alright. Now let's get this started. No 5P read there. And I don't get the reward for it. And there we go. Frame trap, and that probably would have done it with the chip damage anyway. Axel gives you Android 17 vibes for some reason. His look, not his playstyle. Ah, frame trapped. We need just the right setup, and we'll be able to be pushed right in front of him. And always look out for the unblockable. Nope, nothing for us. Alright, GG's graph. I'm going to try to pronounce that now. Keranograph. Oh, wait. Accidentally hit the rematch button anyway. Who cares? I'm having fun. Last one. Grab. Grab, I gotta remember that. I can burn the health. Not good enough. I wonder if a 5P would have worked there with 3 frames faster. So there it is. 6-frame button wins there. Let's have some spaghetti for dinner, thank you. With everyone scrambling like that. No JK. Alright. Well, Graf, thank you very much for the matches. I'm looking forward, hopefully, to seeing you around here more often. We do Guilty Gear about once a week. It's going to be Type Lumina week coming up. But, I definitely look forward to having more matchup experience versus Axel. That is Gold Lewis's worst matchup, of course, and if I have the knowledge for that, well, I might stand a chance. Nice even 10 matches, 1 to 9. Thank you. Alright, Broham, are you around? We're in West Coast number 2, and I believe I've seen you before. Well, I know what your avatar looks like. Stink. Interesting. But yeah, GG's. Very good games indeed. Full pronunciation is Keranograph. It's Greek. Alright. Keranograph. I'll try to remember that. Always nice to learn a couple new words. On your way. Get in here, Broham. It's time for a lesson. You know what? Find me here center stage. Broham would definitely want a match. I wonder if there's no spectate opportunity for us, is there? I'll do a couple matches with Broham, and then you two should play each other. I might try to find another fight there, since I don't know that we have a spectate option, do we? Not in the parks. I'll try to reserve this spot to make sure that no one else steals it, and in the meantime, I'm going to disappear for the bathroom real quick. Just, slip out of here. Dun dun dun. Sneak my face back up here. Yes, Xander with an E instead of a U. Just like how it shows in game. Derivative of Alexander. Alright, there's my boy. We got Nago trying to challenge us, which I think I'm gonna have to skip out on that one, so meet me over here.
Are you ready?
Let's go. Hold on. IGN. No, it's spelled with an E here. There should be links to my Twitter and Twitch and YouTube between all three of the other social media accounts.
Mankind knew that they cannot. Duel 1.
Care up. I'll try to remember that for the usual pronunciation. Stream delay on Twitch is much shorter than YouTube. Definitely, I've noticed that. I haven't yet decided if there's Twitch or YouTube that I want to stay with for most of the time. Hey, don't worry about a misspelling for a very unusual name. After all, Kiranograph was something I definitely wouldn't have spelled right the first time. You think you got me this time?
Duel 2. Let's rock.
I'm never going to stop churning butter and wake up. That timing is just where it needs to be in order to catch someone trying to react to it. You really have to predict it. That YouTube is being better, and personally I prefer YouTube's culture a lot more than Twitch's. I find Twitch to usually be full of a lot of emote spam, at least on bigger channels. Even for some of the biggest channels I find on YouTube for streamers. There seems to be some more legitimate interaction going on there. People will at least talk about the content rather than spam emotes over and over again. And because I'm going to hopefully do more than streaming in enough time, I am hoping to see YouTube get better about its stuff. And I look forward, hopefully, to it being better a lot later. I think if they focused more on the streaming part, one edge they'd possibly have is being better at recommending things, because people often go to YouTube for the rest of their video content. And if the recommendations for YouTube streams were a lot better, it would definitely help with, one, streamers getting bigger, and probably discovering streamers for exactly the content you want. Was going to say, for big channels in general, that tends to be pretty common. Yeah, absolutely. I haven't had really any weird or upsetting chats on small one here. You better believe I'm going to be churning butter since you still can't learn. Not just a little better, Twitch is so bad at that. Well, I have good hopes. I've been able to see my analytics quite a bit, and so far it seems really I'm just not getting much exposure at all. But I do get to see that I am showing up in some people's searches. Have a knee. Yeah, I'm really hoping that the YouTube channel grows. It's the one that I started with. I've only been doing the simulcasting on Twitch for about a month now. And while it has gotten me a few viewers, it doesn't seem like it's doing nearly as much. I do have some people exclusively following the Twitch channel, and most of the people on YouTube are exclusively following YouTube. Still churning butter. You better be prepared for it. Think that's how most people find new VTubers, through the recommendations tab. Given the chat delay, it might be hard for me to follow a conversation like that. Oh well, I don't have the meter to counter at that time. Get a drone out. Remember, I'm churning butter. And you better be prepared for it. Nah, Leo must have been hungry. He went right into eating that drone. Alright, let's swap out for a couple matches with Kara. Not through the recommendation chat. Through collabs and advertising on places like Reddit. Today is actually the first time that I've posted anything on Reddit. It's why I'm That's actually the secret as to why I'm streaming Guilty Gear on a Sunday instead. You win, he says. I want to see some Axel versus Leo, hopefully. We have a chance to look in that without necessarily making our own room. I've asked around for a couple of collaborations, but nothing's set in stone yet, no promises. Oh, that didn't set... No, I'm not there for the match. Let me spectate. Get in there, Broham. I want to see you do some work. But, collaborations. I'm still having a little bit of trouble finding where I can talk to people to look for matches like this. But hopefully once that starts, it's not going to be too difficult to get more collaborations in the future. I have about a dozen other science-related VTubers that I've been viewing. And I'm going to try to get something out of one of them. But while you're this small, most of the VTubers you're going to be exposed to are going to be... You got next round. Just can't spectate in park. Huh. Maybe we can't, and that's very unfortunate, actually. Oh, I got next round against Kara, because you're eating. Alright, let's go in there and see if we can get another match. Don't fail that like to me. Ah, make it work. And now everything is messing up again. Fine, I'll sit here then. Maybe something will work. I'll just try to match through here. Oh, Strive, what is going on with your networking? I think we have a match. But, as I was saying, I have follower counts in only the double digits, so... Most of the VTubers I'm exposed to are the ones that'll have triple digits, and those will usually have maybe a good number of contacts that they're actually starting to collab with. It's difficult for me to find someone who actually has a schedule open for collaboration. Because for one, I'm not getting exposed to any of the VTubers that are showing up that have similar follower counts to me. Pretty much all the ones I'm seeing are just a step above to where they actually already have full schedules. While they're not, like, hugely famous, they have full enough schedules that I can't just hop in for a collab. Well, at least we got that burst out. That might make the next round a bit more tolerable. I won't let you fight, they know you can't be stopped. Do I need to serve you another helping of margarine in order to make sure you cut down your pride like that? Quick, hard knockdown, run in. Well, I'm gonna eat it. Let me know in the chat when you actually have a moment to get in for a match, Broham. There we go. Ah, well, he had the chip damage enough for it. If I FD'd that, I definitely wouldn't have been able to punish it. These matches are gonna go over quick enough that it's not going to finish before Broham finishes eating. You have to jump the second hit. Ah. Noted. Because I know there's a gap, but I needed to know where to punish it. Ah, not quite. He still has a chance. Well, no chance to use the minigun there. I only need one elbow to win. Drone. That setup is something that you can't jump out of. It looks like there's a window for it. But if perfectly timed, a throw into drone into one of the 6 starter behemoth typhoons is unjumpable. Hey, for once I actually have a use for that behemoth typhoon. I don't use the side switch one very often. I think that's definitely my least used one. But if you have a chance to get someone to push into the corner with that. It also works as a nice quick low for someone who's looking out for an overhead. Went back and watched your fight. We're talking. Don't count that win you had as a win. I mean, I am streaming. I'm gonna be a little less focused. Ah. Of course I'm gonna be talking on a stream fight. That would defeat the purpose if I was silent the entire time. I need to be making some sort of commentary. I can just block this. I love that drone so much. Ah, good match. I'm gonna have to do 268s to counteract that one. Oh, well, that'll catch the jump. Oh, well, that'll work. Maybe if I safe jumped. I should definitely do that even though it worsens the throw setups. Yep, that can't be blocked, that just has to be plain old blocked. On borrowed time, have to face a master next. Hope you're prepared for Wake Up VPs, Kara. Because that's all that Broham does.
무슨 일이야? 어? 안 들리잖아.
Are you ready, Broham? Ah, the stream delay is definitely not going to catch that. I'll do one more.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
And no reward. Just a little bit of pushback.
숨겨둔 가파라로 쓴다. 여기로구만. 날아가라. 돌아버려. 컨디션 좋구나.
Wow, those hitboxes are active for a long time. But that's why I play this character. Next is fine, stream delay. Yep. Which I think is really just the one thing that YouTube, or well, there's a lot of things YouTube needs to work on. But that's probably the biggest thing that I would consider the difference between them. Ah, no contesting that one. I wonder if that one's disjointed. Axel's always winning, until he's not. Oh, well, I already started in attack. That's a frame trap. So on the Gold Lewis matchup knowledge, the 268 Behemoth Typhoon, the one that he launches upward like that, towards you, if that hits after a normal, it's pretty much going to be +9. Which, if he does a 6 Behemoth Typhoon afterwards, been trying to do more fancy things. That's actually why I'm so fond of having a lot of these park matches, it's because it gives us a chance to experiment. With so many matches facing against one person, you get to experiment and understand the matchup a little bit. Ah, I can't spectate that. Well, I hope the two of you have fun. Unfortunately, I cannot participate there. Actually, is there anyone out there running around? I think this might have been the Nago we missed earlier. Oh, seems he found a match. So, bad guy it is. Which, interestingly enough, is one of the few matchups that Soul actually loses. I think it's Axel and Gold Lewis that Soul loses the matchup in, despite being a top tier. Ah, maybe this is why this guy doesn't have anyone matching him. Ha! Take a drink. Sit back and relax a bit more. Adjust that microphone a bit. There, that sounds about right. Hopefully that's not throwing a bunch of noise in the stream. Let's make it rock.
Are you ready?
Wow, all the streamers are out today. Maybe I should do Sunday afternoon a lot more often. Reason why I'm doing it on Sunday this time is the fact that
Mankind.
there is a thread on the Guilty Gear subreddit, but I don't think anyone's checking that anymore. Wow, good air throw. Good block, but no punish. Alright! He got it back. As for the rollback status, I know that Broham is in the US, so it might be a case of processing power on his end. I know if you have high rollback frames, one of the other causes is someone having poor internet. Not poor internet, but poor computer specs. Good backdash. And the 3-frame 5K. Alright. Let's run this one around again. We'll have to see how this one turns out.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Been a while since I fought a Soul. I don't think I've even heard the Korean voice for him. Gotcha. Oh, no throw for us. No, I'm not fighting Broham right now. I'm fighting someone I found in the park here. Ah, good DP. Might as well use that first. Oh, no throw for us. Is he gonna get a wall break off that? Look at that damage! Ah, should've blocked high. Hopefully the rollback is going better for you guys over there. I know sometimes it's good and sometimes it's horrible for Graham. A couple of times I fought him. Ah, he's reading the jumps. Ooh, we might have a chance. Ah, should have seen that one coming. We had tension. That's a frame trap, and he's still blocking. pretty sad, to be honest. That's upsetting. You dig it on... Is the rest of the class actually digging on Broham as well? That'd be funny. Alright, Masher. Time for a counter hit. Ah yes, the with Fafnir attack. Noted. Definitely something we are doing a lot more is... The rollback is upsetting. Okay. Oh, was that actually like the first time you've actually fought an Axel? $5-0. That sounds about right. Wow, that's a fast air dash. Bad matchup for Leo, one of his worst. Funny enough, Leo actually has one of the most even matchup spreads out of the entire roster. The longer you wait, the more advantage I get. I wonder if that will require more air dash setups. Get back at a distance where I can start harassing you with the drone. Ah yes, the ever infamous Vortex uninstall. Oh, well for once he didn't to us. You're kidding me. The worst part of YouTube chat is that you have to wait to see other people's matches too, or comments. Like you're only just now seeing Broham respond to your initial recommendation on the matchup. I suppose YouTube really is slow all around. They're having to do a whole bunch of other services at the same time. Just panic gold burst. Wow, I even hit a button on that one. We really just have to jump that one correctly. Now let's see if we can get this one back. Alright, so he's a more defensive soul. We'll have to do a lot of raw dashes towards him now. No cross up for you. Mrs. Grab hurt. If you can react to it, by the way, and he's doing it closely, the best thing for Fafnir is just grabbing it. My reaction speed's usually a little slow for that, so I'm mostly just having to run off of a prediction. And still missing the grabs. Mrs. Grab hurt box forward too. Interesting. Maybe if I was focusing more on the match and not trying to read the chat, that would be doing a little bit better for me. He's better than most souls I've fought. Most of them are just kind of like randomly scrambling towards you. And I'm definitely hearing my own controller sounds in the mic, so... You can only grab Fafnir if you're watching for it. I definitely haven't seen him do Fafnir enough for it to be something for me to be specifically watching out for. That's a frame trap. Now let's get this one to actually work. To be honest, there's not too many things to watch for when Sol is running offense, but where you can grab him, since he's more or less always plus and does high-low. You know, Broham, I know you've talked about how much you hate Gold Lewis, but I guarantee you, Sol is basically the same thing, but with more mobility. And a command grab. Yeah, Broham, you're always worth fighting. And one thing I admire is your tenacity. Even with you losing so much... Not at any offense. Sorry, trying to focus and talk at the same time. Where was I? I already forgot. Sol deserves those plus frames. Why even fight? Just let him kill you. He's the main character after all. You really have no idea how fighting games work, do you?
Duel 1.
Sol doesn't kill you by blocking, he actually does need to hit you though. That should have been a read. Throw. Drone. I guess I don't have the frames for that. Here, have a little drone. Nice frame trap. He's doing a lot of backdashes, so we definitely need to make more aggressive approaches. Like that, and we can't even catch up to him. Well, that's definitely one weakness that Bois has. We just have to do a properly spaced Behemoth Typhoon after we start catching up to him. Now this is the Guilty Gear I came here for. Get off me. Oh wow, I even crossed up, and I was waiting to block that one. Ooh, let's make this one work. Let's go. Alright, that one works. Wow, Keller really does know all the math behind this game. Pull out Skyfish while he's using it. You know, I didn't even think about that one too much in this matchup. Huh, I never really considered too much of Skyfish being a backdash catcher. Especially for how long it lasts on higher security levels. Nice one. Get off me. 6P is attempt to jump over. There we go, there's the burst. And no interception for us. You're one of Hotashi's disciples, so to speak. Hotashi is big on everyone knowing frame data. Hotashi, Deb, and Seigem are the Guilty Gear players you mostly follow and chat with regularly. Out of all of those, I only really so far have been watching Seigem, but I'm not watching fighting game streams too often. Maybe if I had a bit more time outside of my work schedule, I would. I don't know all the frame data, but I definitely know a lot of very specific setups. If this were Accent Core, you'd wreck both of us. I have a doubt for that. And Cat is obnoxiously being in my face again. No. That sounds like the usual bro hand routine. You're such a delight to have around. Yeah, I know about Deb. I haven't watched her streams yet. I don't even, to be honest, I don't actually even watch VTubers. I'm trying to get a proper schedule and workflow going to let me have an opened up schedule for that. Yeah, out of all the FGC streamers, the only one I watch is Seigem so far. And I mostly just watch his videos on YouTube, not his actual Twitch streams themselves. For the most part, I just generally don't watch streams altogether, but I'm hoping to change that in time. Right, he's always doing it twice instead of 3 times. Every other soul I'm fine tends to be doing it 3 times. 3 times before they do a frame trap. I was pulling out the minigun. You'd believe it. Strive is your first fighting game. Have no experience with it. Ah! Well, welcome to the community. I don't know if you've just mostly been lurking up to this point so far, but very wholesome welcome to you. Going to eat, but talk to us later. Thank you very much for showing up, Kara. Suppose I should show up in more FG streamer channels now that I think about it. There we go. That's how you intercept the Fafnir. I know that's -2, but he's never close enough. That's low. First fighting game and he's already good. You're sad now. Broham, would you like a proper lesson on what you've been doing wrong? Because I've definitely been paying attention to that. Now, I'm not going to try to be harsh on stream, but you tell me if you want me to give you an example of... or if you want me to use you as an example, because I know exactly what you're doing wrong. But I can definitely give you some very good information to help you grow in the future. Probably seen in his chat, one of his mods. Ah! I think I might start trying to show up more. Super minus. And I can't even jab out of that one. But that's what a tick throw's for. May as well just eat this loss. Be as harsh as I want. Love these games you like improving. Alright, well, I'm just gonna be straightforward about it, but from what I've seen in the matches that we've had, and it's gonna sound a little harsh. Once I get a chance against this guy. But what I've noticed is that you're not... the way I'd put it is you're not trying to learn. You're usually doing a lot of the same stuff over and over again. For the most part... Oh, wow! Got him out of that DP. Broham always teach the teacher. The teacher is somebody who gathers information and puts it back out. Definitely. If I have any good things to learn from other streamers or VTubers or whatever, I'm definitely going to try putting it into something on this channel. Because when it comes to conveying information, I tend to do that very well. So I know you've told me in the past, Broham, that you don't even look at the move list. I mean, that's pretty blatant as they come for not trying to learn the game. You don't even you mentioned not even remembering fighting game inputs, so I'd say if you want to actually start getting good, well, try to sit down and study for a little bit. Versatility and conditioning your opponent is always key. Absolutely. Welcome to the stream, Issa. I think that's a very good set there. Thank you, Soul Bad Guy. Had a lot of fun. Alright, I have to get the cat out of the room because he's disrupting me again. You might even be able to hear him running all over my desk right now. Give me a second. I forget how it's pronounced. Isa. But welcome back. It's been a while since I've seen you in the stream. Maybe I should do Sundays more often. I'm going to head back into ranked for the moment, just so we can have shorter matches. Public matches today, just because, one of the people I came up against in the tower decided they would show up on the stream, and I was welcome to do a few matches with them. If you'd actually like some park matches, let me know. I'm happy just to do whatever. We finally reached our goal of getting into Celestial, so, well, I'm willing to relax for a bit. Understand the conditioning thing, but looking at move list? Blasphemy. You can give the sarcasm all you want, Broham, but I remember you told me when you first started playing Strive that you were wanting to get better than me. Well, I would very much like to teach you how to be better than me. But you have to learn if I'm going to teach you. If you actually are part of the community, people often are happy to watch, but if you're just a person who posts and doesn't interact, opposite response. Definitely. Mostly the part so far is... I'm usually busy with a lot of other stuff that I'm not showing up too much to interact with the FGC much. I definitely agree with Kara's opinion here. Let me know if you'd actually like to go for a few park matches, Isa. Please tell me how to get that pronunciation right, because I would like to get consistent. No, but I've been doing the VTubing thing for about 3 months. Isa's right. Also, yeah, next time back in the park like a match or two. A wee bit rusty, however. Well, let's head in right there. I will be in West Coast 2. Like what I just was.
Welcome.
But I'm very welcome into a few matches. But, so far, I've been streaming for about 3 months. Broham's been watching me for a lot of that time. Isa actually showed up as one of the first people we've run into. And, glad to see you back a few months later. I wasn't sure if I'd like it. I actually started getting motion set in to start the VTubing thing around last October. It's taken me until April this year to actually get a VTuber model, and I guess that's just how things go. I wasn't yet sure if I'd enjoy this, so I was mostly waiting around, but given how much I've had a modest success I haven't even advertised myself. I haven't made any important Twitter posts or Reddit posts or edited together compilations or anything. I've definitely befriended a few people on Twitter, but so far the entirety of my advertisement has been letting the algorithm do the work and making sure that my Guilty Gear tag has the proper branding. Isa, on and off, but always do rewatch the Strive content if you can't make it live. I'm wondering where all of those ghost views are coming in afterwards. That's very heartwarming, thank you. But given that I've had a bit of a lukewarm success so far, I'm thinking I might participate more. I don't yet have a gauge for the cultural values yet, so I'm... no. Sorry, Gold Lewis. I'd like to, get a match against Isa first.
Are you ready?
I will definitely see if I can show up for a match against that Gold Lewis again. Oh no. Don't deprive me of this. Let's try it at one of the other stands here. Hopefully that one's going to work. But I am definitely willing to reach out and participate with the community a lot more. I'm looking forward to it. To be fair though, just don't know how to fight Axel. I don't spam the same things usually. Yes, you do. You do mix things up against Xander here since you fight him a lot. You tend to switch between a certain set of habit rotations like a filthy MOBA player, I've noticed.
So instead of Duel 1.
I'm sorry to berate you on stream, but if we are going to be doing the learning process, I might have to give you a bit of tough love. And I know you have specifically asked for that in the past. Also, I'm a Gold Lewis main now instead of Anji. Now that is the well, that's the exact combo I've been showing off on stream. Landed that without a sweat. I tried for the grab. No 5k for us. And there we go. Another Gold Lewis robbery once again. Berate you all you want. It's mostly just an attempt to give some sort of tough love. We can have a good laugh, but if you are genuinely wanting to get better, I will have to tell you what you're doing wrong. Oh god. Love that he's playing Zato, judging the color. I've considered picking up Zato. I mean, I love big brain characters and that would definitely be super fun. I know Broham has specifically said that he wants to learn Zato as well, so take notes. Your conversions are absolutely astonishing. Ah, I'm bursting. Too late. Get it out there. Let's see if he knows the matchup. Ah, but dashing forward works. Another little trick regarding that satellite laser. Oh, the whiffed meaty. That's the bane of my existence as well. You were expecting Hanji, were you? Ah, well, you said you've been here for the streams afterwards, so you would have known the backstory for the Gold Lewis switch. But one thing I've seen a number of online Zatos do in the Gold Lewis matchup is if that satellite laser comes down, use Break the Law and you can just slip over to the other side of it. The skin is the pay to win one. Yeah, this Zato definitely makes me nervous. I think it would be the only character that I wouldn't use Palette 2 on if I was ever actually to play him. Is it that Anji is probably the worst character in the game? I'm willing to deal with that. And yes, that is essentially the answer. I'm willing to deal with the worst character in the game. After all, I'm playing Gold Lewis, which, correct me if I'm wrong, please do. But I'd imagine he's somewhere around mid-low tier. He is doing better. He's probably a solid mid-tier at this point, but the issue with Anji specifically, and something that, well, you probably know the frame data for it. A lot of stuff that Anji tries to do just has unworkable frame data. For one example, there is not a single option out of Fujin which can't be beaten by DP, and I think that's the biggest issue. On some stages it's worse than others, particularly bad on the snow stage, where you literally can't see some of Eddie's animations. In retrospect, making a monochromatic character definitely would have that effect. Scuffed it. I'm willing to deal with Anji being a weak character, but there's some elements of his cape that I find non-functional. Especially coming from someone who played a lot of Anji and Accent Core. KV and Goba make him look quite strong. I wish I had Kid Viper's blocks. That man actually is the Secretary of Absolute Defense. Like, if Fujin actually had an option to counter DPs, like how it did in Accent Core, Rin previously used to be 0 on block and block mids. He actually had an option to beat DPs out of Fujin. But now, I mean, what does he do? So, and even in the fun factor, he might even be more fun than Gold Lewis. I really like a lot of the weird stuff he can do with the power cancels now, but that didn't mitigate his key weaknesses. This can't be jumped. It's mostly because he doesn't have an option to, say, do something out of Fujin, which is very important to his kit. A lot of characters just completely invalidate the very core move that he should be depending on. You just fuzzy blocker mash Fujin and there's nothing to do about it. Yeah. If they made his frame data a little better, such as making Nagiha about -5, to where it couldn't be punished by DP so easily, I think I'd actually pick him back up. While I love the absolute damage that Gold Lewis can crank out, I do appreciate having a character with some mobility instead. Another case being the fact that you can purple Roman... excuse me. If Anji gets a spin, your opponent can just purple Roman cancel it. And I know that he's actually invincible up until he gets to do something, but for a move that's supposed to parry, and then they can just PRC out of it, that definitely sets me off. But I'm willing to concede that it's mostly Fujin. Mostly the fact that Fujin just doesn't exist as a move. Best of 5. I'm here as long as you want me to be. I know, Broham here would actually probably be very excited to have a match. He's trying to pick up Sato, and, well, I might be as well. Now that we've reached Celestial, earlier this month, the first of our goals, 3 months in, I'm open just to do whatever the heck else at this point. But I know Broham would definitely very much love to have a match. Although I don't think I can... I don't know, unless you guys wanted to put up one of our own player rooms instead. That way we could just spectate everyone else learning on stream. Could do something a little different, where, Broham, if you're wanting to learn, we could set you up in a fight against Issa here, and we can live commentate your match. That'll be a first on this channel, but we have enough people here to do something like that. Ko is definitely one of the best moves in the game, and his supers are okay, yeah. None of his supers are particularly good. Most of the meter usage I do off of him is just trying to be able to convert into trying to get a Ko-loop in the corner or something. Brohan said you're too tired. That sounds like you're making excuses. Only teasing you because that's just what you do the rest of the time. In games after those not burgers. Are they from Danny Missiles? Ah, if it whiffs, just PRC. Well, that leaves us 2-2 now, doesn't it? We can definitely keep going until someone else wants to match, but if you'd like to see some tower gameplay instead, if you just wanted to spectate, let me know. I'm mostly just here to vibe. Ah, typing, probably. Alright. Once you start moving, I'll just pay more attention. I forget. You know, I think it would actually be a much more even match between Issa and Broham here. Ah, well that doesn't combo. I really love the Zato setups. Very fun. And once again, YouTube is misreporting my viewer numbers, it looks like. Or Restream is, that's probably it. That's another important setup, is the oppose into a grab. That one. And let's go. There it is. YRC I've been looking for. And, well, he gets the conversion into that legendary 2H. So, Kara, you might have a bit more of the perspective on the culture here. I've wanted to show up on other VGC VTuber streams, but it feels a little disingenuous trying to do that on the streams themselves. The case with that being, it feels like advertisement, which is in a place that it wouldn't be necessarily welcome. Let's go 7 matches. I want to do 7 matches. Issa can remain undefeated by the great Broham. Turned it on that round, got lost. The closer I get to losing, the more I try to focus on the game itself. But I really do like trying to have more relaxed matches and get some good commentary going on during the stream. Yeah, I think in the future I might actually just start streaming Guilty Gear on Sundays instead. Seems like a bit more of a relaxed environment. This Friday is probably going to be more Type Lumina. I streamed nothing but Guilty Gear once Strive first came out, and I might be trying to do that for Type Lumina as well. No idea if I'll drop Nicktoons Brawl after like 2 days. Oh, well, there's the grab. Into the oppose attack. Pay attention to that, Broham. And I'll try to save the VOD and see if I can get the replay for you. But if you want to learn Zato, there's the tricks you have to sit down and do the homework for. Not that I'll be grading you. You'll get to grade yourself. Uh-oh. The good thing about Gold Lewis's hitboxes going everywhere is, well, as you see, you can hit Eddie when he's underneath you. But I do want to show up and converse in other people's VTubing streams, but I'm a little skeptical about... it feels like it's a little disingenuous. We all know the common VTuber rule of don't discuss someone in someone else's streams. Granted, I don't think I'm going to steal the show of any larger VTubers, but still feels a little disingenuous. Even more than reading the move list. A little bit of backstory. Kara. I only actually started moving out into the city around 2017. For the couple of years I had before that, I was out in the middle of rural Texas. I didn't even have anyone to fight, given that, my friends aren't big on fighting games, so in that case, when I didn't have the internet for it, I spent my first couple of years just as a lab monster. Being a man of science myself, I'm no stranger to sitting around and doing a whole bunch of math for hours on end. Roll him out. I'm gonna spin this stick as much as I possibly can. Let's rock one more. Then we might just sit back and chill for a little bit. 2.5 hours really went by quick. It's okay to show up things you're already part of the community for, but you shouldn't do it for the things you're not part of the community. Well, you can tell I'm an introvert because I'm a VTuber. And I've been wanting to come out of my shell for the longest time. Issue is, I don't know where to start. I'm thinking I might try to put out a Gold Boost tutorial or something. I've had a couple of people show up on stream that have said they're wanting to learn fighting games. So, me liking to appropriate the teacher aesthetics as well. I'd like to try to see if I can get some good tutorials out there. Because a lot of people have told me in the past that I'm a wonderful teacher. Looking forward to it. Expect an in-depth explanation how to improve and strive from both Santa and Kara on your desk before we wake up later, Chiefs. Just show up and watch people's streams. Simple enough. I suppose I have other chores that I could be doing in the meantime. Maybe that's where I could be editing my thumbnails and such. Yeah, I'll just have to start paying attention to the VTuber FGC chat. FGC in general, but I feel like VTubers just generally work best with other VTubers except for the biggest ones. You see a lot of crossover in streams between the biggest VTubers and a lot of the accordingly big streamers as well. It feels like it would be a little awkward having a double-digit audience streamer with a double-digit audience VTuber. I think I'm going to go back into Celestial for a little bit, because I'm definitely going to be resetting back to floor 10 at the end of this month. We might not have a chance to hop back into Celestial next stream, so best start getting that groundwork and knowing how to fight the better players around here. Sit there in training mode for a moment. You know, it's gotten so easy to get things going up to 3 hours on average. When I first started streaming, well, I'd usually see the 2-hour mark and say, well, let's quit it right about now, but now my time schedule's getting away from me. I'm spending maybe 12 to 15 hours a week on the actual stream itself. Suppose I'll work on the other stuff outside afterwards. Those are amazing matches. Need to expand your versatility with Zato. Thank you for the rounds. GG's indeed very much, Issa. I would say very good opposed setups and excellent conversions. What seems to be needing a bit of work is neutral. And there were a couple times in which you were trying to do pressure without Zeddy, in which pressure without Eddie, in which case that might need just a little bit more evasive play. But the fact that you could easily convert into a combo anytime either you or Eddie landed a hit is incredible. That was what I was specifically trying to learn with Zato, was getting the conversions off with him. For the most part, I was fighting Broham off stream quite a bit. Zato versus Zato, so you can both explore the character. And I can definitely do those drill setups, but get that out there. Ah, hitbox not enough for you. Pressure without Eddie. That's what I'd say once you actually get to the point where you don't have Eddie. Missed my grab. Now let's start. Good one. Yeah, in the case of pressure without Eddie, I'd say if you don't have him out, just go ahead and try to play a little bit more evasively. You just might essentially not have to pressure with Zato if you don't have Eddie. Sort of like how Rementhal isn't supposed to pressure without her swords. That's a frame trap. Zato pressure without Eddie is pressure for the purpose of getting time until Eddie comes back. It's definitely a buy time situation with him. No punish there. Could have done it. And there's the huge hitboxes for you. We have a chance here. XP, the bane of my existence. Well, there's our burst safe conversion. Honestly, what brought you to the stream was the amount of helpful information you got just from getting your butt kicked. Strive has been your favorite place to train so far. Exard's still historically my favorite, but Strive has actually been setting up to be a very well-balanced game. Even with as awkward as some of the matchups or character power levels are, this is one of the most well-balanced fighting games I've seen in a long time. They really have focused on the frame data to make sure that nothing is unstoppable. I feel like I fought this frame before. Ah, if only. Ah, backdash. I suppose that's going to happen every time, isn't it? Let's rock. Alright. Maybe it's a bit more time to focus on the stream itself. Or the match. Ah, I tried to jump a bit too early. Cash in all that damage. We still have a chance to get back. What's very important to know with Gold Lewis is that you have to do a lot of super jumps to get past a whole bunch of nonsense. General consensus at the pro level is that its best characters are now S tier. Some combination of Sol, Nago, and Leo at the top, but no one can agree who. Worst characters are no worse than B tier. No C or Ds like what we see in most fighting games. Issa never had a chance to get into the older GGs, just visits to friends' houses. With Strive, you're hoping to at least get local Texas FGC level. You know, I might start showing up in person to local FGC stuff once the whole, thing that kills your YouTube algorithm that I shouldn't talk about is over. It was right around that time that it started up that I was wanting to get into the local FGC. I know I can super jump out of that, but it's very tight. So what I'm looking forward to is trying to see if I can find some people offline and get some good local Texas matches going. We might run into each other, Issa, but I don't know if you'll recognize me. I try to keep up some semblance of a different voice. And I'm just wildly doing the wrong behemoth type runes. Execution is suffering, I should not be leaving the ground with that. Yeah, it does happen to be a bit of a wall for you personally, as you're a little overly cautious. Jesus, this ram. Not the worst I've fought, I'm just only paying half attention in this match. Need to work on the Xander voice as well. I don't know how visible it is on the streams themselves, because I don't watch my own VODs too often. God, Lewis, that reads your Zato the best. Well, if I fight you more, I'll definitely recognize her. You can ask Broham. I've definitely gotten a read on his habits, and now he's scared to do, the cross-up stance button. Just because I've grabbed it out of him so often. Or grabbed him out of it so often. Alright, deep breath. I think that's the thing I need to work on the most, is getting the whole Xander voice a bit more consistent. A couple of the streams I've gone back to watch of my own VODs definitely seem a little inconsistent on voice acting a little bit. You can still tell it's me, but... Nice overhead. Get that drone out there. Only if you had the meter to cancel it, I guess. I already input my dash. Who knows, I might even pick up Anshi again. I think you definitely have a chance to look if you find someone playing both Gold Lewis and Anji. That catches backdashes quite nicely. You remembered not to run into your enemy's frames, because I grabbed too much. That's the best defense I have. Huh, I should have had enough time to block that. Guess I neglected it again. So you'll see this is generally how the Celestial matches have been going so far. If I have a quiet stream, I have more of an opportunity to focus on the game rather than talking. But I'll be honest, I'm much more concerned with my stream itself being welcoming. Cash in that meter. Nutted. Ah, if only. We had the read there too. So that's going to be a lot more valuable in the Kai matchup, JH. Well, I'm doing a good job so far. Good thing you're learning Kai for backup. Kai actually used to be my absolute worst personal matchup. Not necessarily against Gold Lewis or Anji specifically, but against me. One thing you'll notice is that I'm almost never paying enough attention to tech throws. Ah, so slow. Send out another drone. I was hoping for blue. That man's going for the meme. But in terms of strike throw mix-ups, I'm usually paying the least attention to those. And that will give me the most trouble overall. Which is why Kai does so well against me. So far, the skills I've been doing well seem to be reading bursts, or setting up for bursts. And pretty good on pressure, but I guess that's just a general gold burst thing. And if I was paying more attention, I would have had all the perfect buttons for that because I've set up for that exact situation so many times. Diverting too much brain power to conversation. That's my throw. Let's rock. That was actually a complete accident, too. More JH. Got it. I do think I found my character though. For a while there I was considering doing Kai instead after, well, just Anji being generally dysfunctional. But until we have Heihyun or Slayer, I'm very solidly a Gold Lewis main. There's an inexplicable catharsis of having someone in the corner and having so many mix-ups they can't read. Love the villainy laugh. Gold Lewis is honestly so heavy hitting. And that's exactly why I play him. Favorite character of all time is still Heihyun from Xrd. And there's no proxy for that in this game. This is a frame trap. You can see I'm definitely messing up all my execution. Concentrate. Like an orange juice. Yeah, I tried to input a super there for some reason. Came back because you have to ask, is Geo worth playing? If you want a very easy, straightforward rushdown character, she definitely fits the bill. So close. But that does adjust our aerial momentum to be hit by that. I would say Geo is definitely a character you'd enjoy playing. She has very, very straightforward sets on what she's doing. It's mostly just a few frame traps and strike throw. She's not trying to do a high-low throw parry mix-up like Leo is. If you want Leo's general game plan, but fewer things you have to do with it, she's definitely worth playing. She has some very nice combos too at the same time. But the main difference is you do not have a meterless DP. More easy than Leo, you have nothing nothing to prove. Well, in Leo's case, it's mostly you trying to get into back turn stance, but with Giovanna, you pretty much always have your best mix-up options available to you. Ah, I even tried punching through that. The burst, he was waiting for it. And I'm waiting for that one too. I hate stun dipper so much. Alright, so not do that approach too predictably. Still can't even catch up to that backdash. He backdashed 3 times and I still wasn't in grab distance. Alright, change the game plan then. Good to know. Expect a lot of Geo on top of Pot and Leo. I'm happy for you to find whichever character is yours, even if it turns out it wasn't Leo. In fact, in Exard, I was playing Leo for about the first 50 hours. That was before I figured out Heihyun was my favorite. Sometimes the playstyle you do best with is not the one you expect at first. Man's going to burst just to make sure I don't get my turn back. Noted. Can't intercept that with Behemoth Typhoon either. Alright, I think we'll go this one last set versus Kai, and that will be a very warm 3-hour mark for us. Good read. You like that elbow there. Wrong button. Very much the wrong button. You can't jump this. That is an excellent setup. I don't know if I've seen other gold boosters doing that. I'll have to actually lab to see if that one can be just stopped. Huh. I guess the hitbox change there is why that didn't frame trap. I was watching for that DP, you see that, Kai? Hey, we got one match on him at least.
Duel 1. Let's rock. Counter.
Cross up and I'm not even blocking the other side yet. And that's why you need a gold burst. No burst here. Not for me. Alright. Excellently done, Kai. BP ready. Ah, if only I could get a more consistent Behemoth Typhoon off that 6p. You ready to see a robbery? You can't jump this. Ah, almost. To think we had a chance.
언제든 다시 상대해드리죠.
Alright. I think that is a very wonderful stream on Sunday afternoon. We might go ahead and move Guilty Gear to earlier Sunday afternoons instead of Friday nights as we've been doing. We'll have to see. I'm still working on the schedule for this week. Might skip out on Noida. I might try to focus mostly on getting stuff prepared for Melty Blood this weekend. I'll have to think about that. Might have a Noida stream earlier this week. And let me know on Twitter or in the YouTube comments if you want to see Melty Blood Actress Again current code on Wednesday night before the actual release of Type Lumina. Type Lumina is definitely there on Thursday and probably for a Friday slot as well. If anyone would like to do some current code matches on Wednesday night, let me know. I know nothing about the game, but I'm definitely going to be trying to focus on Type Lumina once it comes out. And then all the other fighting games for October. Issa, thank you for the stream. I'm very happy to provide. Thank you for watching. Slowly, I'm going to try to do more around here, as Kara has recommended. Might start trying to interact with more of the VTuber FGC because, well, it's now been 3.5 months of doing this, and originally, I was skeptical that I'd actually be enjoying it, but seems I've been really loving my time. I have a lot of busy stuff to be doing IRL outside of streams, so I might be trying to cut down on the actual stream days to 3 a week, and I'll try to hold to that, maybe. Might just be dedicated weekend streams for a little bit here while I get some other stuff prepared, but afterwards, gonna try to do a lot